Hey, welcome back. Had some fun yesterday. I got to record a video. Sorry about the quality on that. I'm set up for VR180 and I don't have a lot of good equipment for live streaming. But my son joined me yesterday. We recorded a live stream and then I downloaded it and ran it through and put the intro, outro, all that stuff on it. But it's available if you want to go watch it. But we're going to get back to regular reviews today, so let's get right into it. All right, I picked up a few bottles of bourbon yesterday. One is the one we're going to be reviewing today is Old Elk. The other two bottles, and I have like a tough selection around here. Living in North Carolina, we have the ABC state ran stores. But I did get Yellowstone and Smooth Ambler, and we'll be reviewing those later. But I just adding to the collection. But we're ready to pop the cork on this one today. I haven't really heard much about it. It's a blended straight bourbon whiskey, Old Elk Distillery. So they are distilling bourbons. Greg Metz looks like master distiller. It's only 88 proof. So, it's a lower proof. It's not as low as Basil Hayden's, but yeah, it's down there. I'm not going to read all the stuff on the back, but blended straight bourbon whiskey, bottled by Old Elk Distillery, Fort Collins, Colorado. It does have a tag on it, 2018 gold medal winner, San Francisco International Spirits Competition. So there's that. But to be totally honest with you, I mean, I'm not judging this one at all. But to be totally honest with you, I've had things that say gold medal winner, San Francisco Spirits, and yeah. So without further ado, let's pop the cork. Oh, nice. Okay, real cork. It has looks like a piece of wood, but of course, it's a made thing, designed that way. It's not a raw piece of wood. So let me pour you a little bit. And as always, if you can scroll down, if you're on a computer, or if you're wearing the visors, look down, you can see the bourbon sitting in front of you, see the color on it and all of that. Or move your phone. I'm going to give myself a little bit here, and we won't waste any. Oops. All right. So, let's get a little air in here and see what we get. Man, that was fun. My son's in his 20s, and, he's gone out to bars with friends and drank and all, but he has never really tried bourbon neat. I mean, he's had shots or whatever, but he's never tried bourbon neat from a snifter. Really dissecting it, analyzing it. I can tell you already, this thing's got legs on it. These are good legs. Picking up a little. Now, typically with these blends, what you run into are different bourbons with different mash bills that the master distiller has said, these are going to go together and design them that way. But man, the legs on this thing are strong, really strong. Yeah, this is some of the better coating on the glass that I've seen, out of some of the better bourbons. Getting a little spice in there, probably has some rye in the mash. So there's that. But I'm still getting those vanilla notes. Yes, there's some wood notes coming out in there. The color is pretty light. And as we know, there's no, I looked this bottle over, there's no age statement. But of course, if they're using different bourbons in a blend of, they don't have to age them all the same. So if the master distiller says, you know what, that rye tastes better if it's 6 years. And this one, I think, hits its peak at 4.5 years or whatever, I don't know. And like I said, and I don't look these bourbons up and I don't look up notes on them before I do this. I just want to give you a good, honest review with what's happening right here, right out of the bottle, and just from the information I can get on the bottle. Yeah. Man, there's some, I can guarantee you there's some rye in here somewhere. But it's subtle. So I think we've got enough air in it. I'm going to go ahead and get this first sip out of the way. A lot more caramel on the tongue. But like I said, I don't like to give a lot of notes off that first sip. Get that tongue coated good. Man, this thing's got legs. And I can tell you it's warm back here, even at the low alcohol content. So I wasn't expecting a finish like that on a low alcohol bourbon. Let's get it all washed around. Not near as much rye in it on the palate as I was initially picking up. This is really silky. Really good tongue coating. I'm getting some, but it's not the same as like maybe a Booker's where you get into that molasses. I'm getting a lot more spice out of this, but not the same as like a high rye typically. This is a well balanced bourbon. Whatever they did to blend, these bourbons together. It's pretty sweet. But not too sweet. Picking up some, man, the nose on this thing, I'm picking up the rose petal, and I'm expecting some, some of that clove and allspice and that type of stuff. But when I get it on the palate, it's not coming through that strong. Really good coating on that thing. I'm getting some hints of maybe some leathers. Yeah, on the sides of the tongue there. Light tobacco spice, like maybe like if you were smelling of cigars and you smelled of a really, really light blonde cigar, like a really, light tobacco. And then like a really dark one. This one leans more toward that pale side of those notes. Like I said, well balanced. A little tiny hint of earthy in there, but not as much as say the Prairie Bourbon over there. I can tell you this drink's more like a Tennessee whiskey. This reminds me some of Uncle Nearest. It's not even a bourbon, but it is incredibly, incredibly good. I can tell you that. But it's just not in my swim lane from what I normally expect to experience from a bourbon. But man, it is fantastic. I'm really, really happy with the purchase. And I just went out on a limb. I had been watching some folks on Instagram post pictures of Old Elk. And I was like, that looks interesting. And there's a lot of pictures that get posted on Instagram. Some of them are okay bourbons, and some of them are really, really great bourbons. But this is one I wasn't that familiar with, and I didn't look it up, but I just stumbled across it in the store. So I recognized it though from the posts, and I was like, hey, it's a decent price point. I think it was 55-ish or something like that, just above $50. And like I said, geographically prices vary, but it was around the same price as like Woodford Reserve Double Oaked. I know I bring that up all the time, but that's my watermark. It's about $54, $55. Easy sipper, but complex enough that I would go to this if I had some special guest over or something, and well, not during quarantine, but once this is lifted, I would pull that down. and a few others. But yeah, with that, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. As always, please like and subscribe, hit that bell for notifications, share my videos out, and I promise I will keep bringing you these videos.